This video shows how to create a custom cover page for your inspection reports. PalmTech gives you the ability to add a cover page to your inspection reports. You have the option to use a pre-built cover page or to create your own. Creating your own cover page is done in Report Settings, which we can get to by clicking on the Settings tab or by clicking on the Report Settings icon on the toolbar. Let's click on the icon. Once you're in Report Settings, we'll go to the Cover Page tab. To create a custom cover page, we'll select Option 5 and then click the Edit Custom Cover Page button. This will bring up a custom cover page screen where you have a ton of flexibility to set up the cover page the way you want. In this video, we'll explain what all the options are and how to make a few changes. On the left side of the screen, we see a preview of what our cover page will look like. The picture here is a sample picture and not the one that will appear on the cover page of your reports, as it will change with each inspection. There's also sample data in place for items such as property address and client name. This is here so you can see where it will show up and how it will look, but on the actual report, the proper information will appear. In the middle, we have a list of the text elements that are a part of our cover page. You can easily add in more text elements by clicking on the Add Text Element button, and you can delete one out by first clicking on it and then clicking the Delete Element button. If you click on an existing text element, then the properties for it will show up here on the right. You'll see the text, the position, and the font. An example is here with the text Home Inspection Report. You can see that it's set to be center justified and that it will start at 5.7 inches down the page. The font is Franklin Gothic Medium and is black. Let's make a few changes to this. First, let's change this to say Property Inspection Report, and we could do this by changing the text in the box. Now let's lower it a little, so we'll change the vertical to 6 inches. You can change the position of the item either by clicking the two arrows to the right, or you can simply click in the box and type in what you want. Let's change the font to be Arial. The title is now set up the way we want. Now let's add in our logo, which we can do by clicking on the Locate Logo button in the bottom right corner. This brings up a screen where we can find our logo and add it in. Once it's added in, we will see it on the preview. We can adjust the size of the logo by changing the height and change its position by changing the top and left properties. Let's make this larger, so we'll change the height to be about 1.5. Now let's move it a little to the left. It's off the page at the bottom, so we'll need to raise it up. So we'll change the top to 9.01. Our logo is now set up the way we want. Below our logo properties, we have properties for the cover page photo. Just like with the logo, we can adjust the height and the top and left properties to set it up the way that we want. That's a look at the most important options on this screen. Let's make one more change. The last change we want to make is that we want to add in a new text element that says the report is for exclusive use by the client. To do this, we'll add in a new text element by clicking the Add Text Element button. We'll type in the new text that we want in the white box. The text says what we want, but we don't want it in the top right corner, as we want it at the bottom. So we'll change it to be centered, and we'll change the vertical to be 10.2 inches. The last thing we'll do is change the font by clicking on Choose Font. We'll change the size to 12 and the style to Arial. We'll make it italic, and then we're going to change the color to red. We'll click on Close when finished, and we can see that the text is set up the way that we want. We've now set up the cover page to look the way we want for all of our inspections. Let's click on Close, and then click on OK to close the report settings. We'll go to Report Preview so we can see how the cover page looks. As you can see, the cover page is set up with the changes that we've made. You can go back to the cover page settings and continue to tweak it to get it set up the way you want, Once you have it set up the way you want, it will remain that way for all future inspections. If you ever want to start over, you can do so by clicking on the Reset to Default button on the cover page settings window. This concludes a video on creating a custom cover page.